ततो जयं मुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्टिकी. Hare Krishna. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 20th chapter, verse number 4. Kim anna prachan maitreyam virajastirtha sevaya upagamya kushabrittam asinam tattvittamam. Kim anna prachan maitreyam virajastirtha sevaya upagamya kushavrita asinam tattvittamam. Kim anna prachan maitreyam virajastirtha sevaya upagamya kushavritam asinam tattvittamam. Synonyms, translation and purport by His Divine Grace C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Kim, what? Annaprachat, inquired. Maitreyam, from the sage Maitreya. Viraja, Vidur, who was without material contamination. Tirtha Sevaya, by visiting sacred places. Upagamya, having met. Kushavrate, at Kushavrat, Haridwar or Hardwar. Asinam, who was abiding. Tattvittamam, the foremost knower of the science of spiritual life. Translation. Vidur was purified of all passion by wandering in sacred places, and at last he reached Hardwar, where he met the great sage who knew the science of spiritual life, and he inquired from him. Saunaka Rishi therefore asked, what more did Vidur inquire from Maitreya? Purport. Here, the words Virajas, Tirtha Sevaya refer to Vidur, who was completely cleansed of all contamination by traveling to places of pilgrimage. In India, there are hundreds of sacred places of pilgrimage, of which Prayag, Hardwar, Vrindavan, and Rameshwaram are considered principal. After leaving his home, which was full of politics and diplomacy, Vidur wanted to purify himself by traveling to all the sacred places, which are so situated that anyone who goes there automatically becomes purified. This is especially true in Vrindavan. Any person may go there, and even if he is sinful, he will at once contact an atmosphere of his spiritual life and will automatically chant the names of Krishna and Radha. That we have actually seen and experienced. It is recommended in the Shastras that after retiring from active life and accepting the Vanaprastha retired order, one should travel everywhere to places of pilgrimage in order to purify himself. Vidur completely discharged his duty, and at last he reached Kushavrat or Hardwar, where the sage Maitreya was sitting. Another significant point is that one must go to a sacred places not only to take bath there but to search out great sages like Maitreya and take instructions from them. If one does not do so, his traveling to places of pilgrimage is simply a waste of time. Narottam Das Thakur, a great Acharya of Vaishnava sect, has for the present forbidden us to go to such places of pilgrimage because in this age, the times having so changed, a sincere person may have a different impression on seeing the behavior of the present residents of pilgrimage sites. He has recommended that instead of taking the trouble To travel to such places, one should concentrate his mind on Govind, and that will help him. Of course, to concentrate one's mind on Govind in any place is a path meant for those who are the most spiritually advanced. It is not for ordinary persons. Ordinary persons may still derive benefit from traveling to holy places like Prayag, Mathura, Vrindavan, and Haridwar. It is recommended in this verse that one find a person who knows the science of God or Tattvavit. Tattvavit means one who knows the absolute truth. There are many pseudo transcendentalists even at places of pilgrimage. Such men are always present, and one has to be intelligent enough to find the actual person to be consulted. Then one's attempt to progress by traveling to different holy places will be successful. One has to be freed from all contamination, and at the same time, he has to find a person who knows the science of Krishna. Krishna helps a sincere person, as stated in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Guru Krishna Prasade. By the mercy of his spiritual master and Krishna, one attains the path of salvation. Devotional service. If one sincerely searches the spiritual salvation, then Krishna, being situated in everyone's heart, gives him the intelligence to find a suitable spiritual master. By the grace of a spiritual master like Maitreya, one gets the proper instruction and advances in his spiritual life. So the Vakasuddhi, doing Mangalacharan. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitanamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Desh Tarine Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. First of all, my humble obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas. Seek your blessing. My humble obeisances to His Grace Madhupati Prabhu for engaging me in this seva. This is this is the way I can engage my mind, myself into some Shastra reading and can purify my heart. This verse is being spoken at Naimisharanya by Shaunaka Rishi, and he is asking to Sutta Goswami. We have just seen that Maitreya Muni described to Vidur Maharaj that how Lord Varahadev killed Hiranyaksh. So now there is a eagerness in the uh, rishis at Naimisharanya to know more, and that's why this is he is asking about that. What else? What other questions did Vidur Maharaj ask? And here in this particular verse, he is glorifying that Vidur Maharaj, after visiting so many dhams, so many pilgrimages, he is actually virajas. We means without, and rajas means passion, mode of passion. So he is actually without the without any contamination, material contamination. So there's a concept which Hariparsad Prabhu mentions, Simhavalokan, that when we move forward, we have to, when a lion is actually wandering, he takes few steps forward and then he looks back, that how much I have traveled. So that's called Simhavalokan. So we do that here, that we are now in the 20th chapter of verse of the Canto 3. So we see that, how far we have traveled in, what all we have discussed in Canto 3. So this is wonderful categorization done by His Grace Bhurijan Prabhu. He actually is describing Srimad Bhagavatam in the context of different dialogues happening. And then so far, in the third canto, the first dialogue is between Vidur Maharaj and Uddhava, where they meet and discuss, Krishna and, his departure. Uddhava Maharaj then directs Vidur Mahatma Vidur to go and meet Maitreya Muni. And then there's a second dialogue which happens between Maitreya Muni and Vidur Maharaj. And there, Maitreya Muni describes the beginning of the universe. And then the third dialogue, he describes, how the secondary creation happened, time destruction and secondary creation of Brahma, called Sarga and Visarga. So first primary creation is done by Vishnu. We all know that. And the secondary one is done by Lord Brahma. And then the fourth dialogue, which we just concluded in the 19th chapter of this third canto, which is the appearance of Lord Varahadev and killing of Hiranyaksh. Now, from here onwards, the fifth dialogue starts, which is the marriage and renunciation of Kardam Muni, which will go on. So that's the context. Now, in the current verse, Srila Prabhupada is very nicely describing in his purpose that what is a dham, the potency of a dham, and what one should do into dham. So he is clearly saying that a dham is something which is not for just sightseeing. That you go to a dham and then take bath in the Ganga or Yamuna, visit few temples there, have some prasad, and then wonderful, and then return. So we'll try to see these two things today. That what is a dham? How a dham becomes dham, and then what to do in a dham, okay, or the place of pilgrimage. So first, let's see this particular verse. It's from Srimad Bhagavatam, first chapter, 13th, first canto, 13th chapter, and then verse number 10. Bhavad vidha bhagavatas tirthi bhuta swayam vibho tirthi kurvanti tirthani swantasthena gadavrita. This is a verse being spoken by Maharaj Yudhishthir to Mahatma Vidur. So what we are reading in this particular verse is spoken, even though it is at the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, but Srimad Bhagavatam is it's all mixed up. A dialogue happens. There are a lot of things which happen in flashback. So this is at the beginning where Mahatma Vidur has, after meeting with Maitreya Muni, he returns to Hastinapur, and there his primary purpose is to take Dhritarashtra and Gandhari to ask them to go to take Vanaprastha. So that's the primary reason. He really loves his elder brother. Mahatma Vidur really loves his elder brother, and that's why he has gone back to, after the after the reign of, or the kingdom of Yudhishthir Maharaj established, and Dhritarashtra is still living there, and this is actually a second attempt by Mahatma Vidur. And Prabhupada explains in the purport that this time he actually listens to Yudhishthir, Mahatma Vidur, and then he leaves the home without telling anyone. Dhritarashtra leaves the home without telling anyone. And in the first attempt, he did not. And the reason Srila Prabhupada explains is because for some time after the battle has finished and Dhritarashtra has been living with living with Yudhishthir Maharaj, all the Pandavas, he has been eating prasadam because he has been in association of Vaishnavas, 5 Pandavas, and he has been eating prasadam. And because of that potency of prasadam, this time when Mahatma Vidur asks him to leave, the home, then he does that. Okay? So this is the glorification verse which is spoken by Yudhishthir Maharaj, that tirthi kurvanti tirthani, bhavad. So what he is saying is that bhavad vidha bhagavatas, because of the bhagavatas like you, who are tirthi bhuta swayam vibho, who are the tirtha themselves, and then how they are tirtha themselves, because swasthin gadabrata, in their heart they are carrying the gadabrata. Gadabrata is the Lord Vishnu, who is carrying the gada in his hand, or mace in his hand. So because of your presence, tirtha becomes tirtha. Let's see the translation. So tirthi kurvanti tirthani, you are the one who actually makes tirtha tirtha. So tirtha is not just by it's not just a place. It's a place because it is there are so many devotees, and Krishna and his avatar actually are present at those places, and that's why tirtha becomes tirtha. And when we are visiting these holy places, our mood should be that we take the association of these devotees. There are these 7 cities which are described in Sri Lagu Bhagavatamrita. I think these come from Padma Purana, which tell that which are the 7 primary cities which are the Mokshadaika, Ayodhya, Mathura, Maya, Kashi, Kanchi, Avantika, Puri, Dwarka, Chaiva, Saptaide, Mokshadaika. So these are the 7 holy places, which are described. Just by staying there, you get the liberation. Ayodhya, Mathura, Maya is Mayapur. Kashi is Varanasi. Kanchi is Kanchipuram in southern India. Avantika is Ujjain, and Dwarka, Dwarkapuri. So these are the 7 cities, and just by visiting there, you take the liberation. Now, one may ask that, okay, just by visiting we get liberation, and even Krishna says that yad gatvana nivartante tad dhama paramam mama. No, so going, when you reach to this dham or holy place, you do not again take birth or come back. So how do we understand? We see that, oh, there are so many people who are living there. We also go and then come back, come out of that holy place or dham, sometimes without much effect on our spiritual consciousness. So how do we understand this? We can find the answer in the Bhagavad Gita. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tams tathaiva bhajamyaham. So as all surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. So this is the nyaya of the Shastra, that one gets in the same proportion reward as the surrender, or as the shraddha is, as the belief is. And this is Krishna saying. So because Krishna, his dham, his name, his other associated things with Krishna are actually absolute, just like Krishna. And one gets the reward in same proportion as the surrender is. So if one is participating in yajna, then with how much shraddha and surrender one participates, that's the proportion in which you get the reward. When you're chanting the holy name, with how much firm belief one is chanting, you get the reward in same proportion. We also hear that, okay, when we get the initiation from Guru, all our sins are wiped out. That also is in context with this particular verse. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam sataiva bhajami. You get the benefit in the same proportion, or the same as your surrender is, as your shraddha is. Okay? So that's why we see that in Mahabharata, when Krishna was present himself, there were many who saw Krishna. There are many who were taking the name of Krishna, but how they got the benefit in the proportion of the surrender. For example, we have these demons who are seeing Krishna face to face, who are fighting with Krishna. We're touching Krishna, but they are not getting bhakti. They are not getting devotional service. We see Shishupal. He is abusing Krishna. He is cursing Krishna, but and then during that he's taking the name of Krishna, and he is seeing Krishna face to face, but he is not getting the devotional service. He has, because in his heart he has animosity towards Krishna. Okay. So it's very important. Okay. Now similarly, So next is then what to do in dham. So this is what we understand. The what is a dham? That a dham is where all these uh, devotees of Krishna are present. In the same context, I remember that King Pratap Rudra, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was leaving from Jagannath Puri to the yatra of um southern India, then King Pratap Rudra said that why Mahaprabhu is leaving Jagannath Puri. It's such a wonderful place. It's a tirtha, so Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya explains that uh, he's showing the example that uh, by the Brahman, by the presence of a devotee, a tirtha becomes tirtha. So that's why um, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is leaving to purify the uh, places of pilgrimage in the southern India. So that is one of the reasons why Bhagavats, Mahabhagavats, they or Krishna, they visit these dhams. We Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he explains that there are many people who live in dham and they may not be living by the rules and the regulations of dham. So these great personalities, they visit the dham to uplift them also. So that's another purpose of why they are living. And that's the reason why we see that these devotees, pure devotees of Krishna, they carry Krishna in his heart. As in this particular verse, uh, tirtha kurvanti tirthani. Because of the Gadabrata, because of the Lord Vishnu's presence in their heart, they make the place, any place they go, they make them into tirtha. And that's why we have, in United States of America, so many tirthas which are created by Srila Prabhupada. We have New Vrindavan, we have Gita Nagari, we have so many wonderful places where Srila Prabhupada came, he stayed, and those places became dham. Okay. Now, what to do in dham? So, we have to find a guru, a personality, and then we inquire them. Ask questions. Just like we see that Mahatma Vidur, he reaches Haridwar and then he is asking Maitreya Muni. Or when Sutta Goswami reaches Naimisharanya, then Saunakadi Rishi are asking questions too. And just like here, Arjuna in this particular verse, Karpanya Dosopat Swabhava, Prikshami Tam Dharma Sammura Cheta, Yashreyasyan Nishchitam Bruhi Tanme, Shishyaste Ham Sadimam Tam Pratam. So you accept that person as Guru, as explained in many discussions that there can be many gurus, so you there can be Diksha Guru, Shiksha Guru, Path Pradarshak Guru, and there is one Diksha Guru, but there can be many Shiksha Gurus. So with that mood, you find this personality, and then you surrender and ask a question. Like Yashriya Shan Nishchitam Bruhitan. Just like Arjuna is asking to Krishna that what you think is best for me. Please tell that to me. So now I'm confused. My duty and Now I'm confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of miserly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple, Sishyasneham sadhimam tam prapanna. And soul surrendered unto you. That's very important that this surrender is very important. Just like, having a uh, guru in the fashion that, oh, everyone has guru, so I should also have guru. That's not the right mode. Okay. And then you serve guru. How do you serve guru? Pariprashnena sevaya. Now we are getting over time. I'm sorry about that. But you actually ask questions, and that is how you serve guru. Jnaninas tattvadarshina. That same word has come into this particular verse as well. Tattvavita. Tattvavita is the one who knows Krishna, the one who knows the tattva. Tattva is the mool, the original, and that's Supreme Personality of God. So similarly, here also, you Jnaninas Tattva Darshana, you ask the question to the Tattva Darshana. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master, inquire from him submissively, and render service unto him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. There are a few more items, but I think we are over time. So I'll stop here by quickly summarizing that now we are entering into the fifth dialogue where the main discussion is first, initially there's going to be description about the creation, secondary creation, and then after that the pastime of Karda Muni, his marriage and renunciation. And in this particular context, Srila Prabhupada wonderfully explains that what is a dham, what to do into dham. Okay. We'll stop here. And, if there are any questions, comments, corrections, we can take it up in Nityam Bhagavad Seva group. And over to you, Madhupati Prabhu.
Thank you very much, Akhilesh Krsna. Okay, we'd like to wish everybody a safe and Krishna conscious day ahead. And we'd like to offer our prayers to the Supreme Lord by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Shri Nrsimha, Jai Nrsimha, Jai Nrsimha, Praladesha, Jayapadna, Mukhapadna Brinda. Prabhupada Mahavishnu, Sarvatam Nrsimha, Bhishan Badla, Mityam Namami. Nrsimha Bhagwan ki Jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki Jai. Let's offer our humble obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas. Vancha Grantharat Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai, Shri Prabhupada ki Jai, Vaishnavinda ki Jai, Lord Premanande.
Hari 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 Bo.
Thank you, Akhilesh Prabhuji.
Thank you, everybody. Hari Bo.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna.